Today we're going to be playing some Age of Empires 2, Definitive Edition. This is a 3v3 game between the Wrathfire Roz, the Wrathfire Haster, and the Wrathfire Iron Destroyer 2, aka me. So, we're going to be using our lovely capture age here and see what's going on. Now, right here at Iron Destroyer 2, we'll just convert ourselves in third person to make this a little less about me. Getting some sheep with this lovely rally of villagers here. Yep, that was fantastic. Just trying to check the opponent's rating. Now we have over here in the red, our friend here, the Barcode, aka Roz, is the Portuguese. Always the Portuguese main. Getting some sheep. And we have down here the Haster. Going up against us, by the way, we are playing as, like I said, the Portuguese. I am the Ethiopians. Iron Destroyer 2 is Ethiopians. And we have the Bohemians for Haster. Pretty interesting. And then over here we have the Khmer with Pat Dragon. Hosen Kenshin, here playing surprisingly the Mayans, not the Japanese, but I figured it'd be Japanese with a name like that. And then all the way over here, we have the Wolfzek as the Franks. So we'll expect some knights here. Looking around the map real quick here, take a look at the fog of war everyone's seen so far. Oh, we go look at the Barcode team here. Okay, Roz is a Barcode. You can kind of see Iron Destroyer 2 here has got gold here. These two back ones are pretty nice. We go look at the map over here for the Roz. We'll call him Roz, not Barcode. He's got this gold back here. Unfortunately for him, these two golds are pretty exposed way out in the front. That might be a problem for him later on. We'll kind of have to look into that. And then over here we have the Haster. He's got a nice gold pile and stone out here. It's not great. This gold's by a trees over here. And this one is back here with some stone. It appears that the Iron Destroyer 2 is the best base here. Although this gold has a lot of piles in it, that's pretty forward, but these two are fairly safe. Now, talking about what we're going to have going on in this game here. Here we have the Franks from our friend here, the Wolfzek. He will most likely, he will be making knights. Now, down here we have Roz as the Portuguese. Portuguese, one of the, let's just say weaker. I'm not sure if they're the worst statistically still. One of the weaker civilizations on land maps. This is an interesting build. Was this like 11 villagers on this dead boar? And one guy in a wood? What's a girl? 2 on wood. Alright. We'll have to see what comes of this. Now, so we're going to have Franks here making knights. This is a great boar lore here. Ended up right where he wanted, basically. This tree's getting cut down. Kind of annoying me, but... So we're going to have knights. Now the question is, what does Roz go for? Portuguese have a decent knights because they cost less gold. Not as much less gold as a research on one of those newer civilizations, but they cost less. The Polish, I believe it is. So that's what we'll see here. Probably see knights here. Probably see Roz as Portuguese go a little slower. Probably get some pikemen or whatever and try and hold off the knights. Ethiopians here, almost certainly archers. So that's what's going to be happening there. And then over here, we have for the Haster, these Bohemians. So could be war wagons, or not war wagons, could be Hussite wagons. Could also be some type of other play. Maybe he wants to go into the hand cannoneers early. Maybe end up with the Helm Princes later on. We'll see. Across from him, he's going to be dealing with our... Is this the Mayan player? No, it's the Khmer player. So potentially battle elephants. Could also be knights. Knights are pretty popular in general. Could also be the forward archery range rush, but we've already seen that's not the case here. There is a very, very fast archery range rush you can do with the Khmer that's pretty interesting. And I think Haster's actually done it himself a few times. I'm not sure if it's on that channel. But yeah, so he'll probably be facing against that. As the Bohemians, he does have some good options here. He should be able to deal with any kind of cavalry more effectively than most people. And then if he goes into the gunpowder units, he should be fine. The only thing to watch out for is this guy masses up battle elephants or masses ballista elephants. That could be a real danger to him. This war is going on a real trip. And lastly, like I said, the Iron Destroyer 2 probably going to go right into the archers. And then across from him, not that this means they'll be fighting each other, we have the Mayans. Also probably going to go archers or eagle warriors. We'll see. Eagle warriors make more sense if he's way in the back here, because he can kind of just go up to the next age up, then build up a big eagle army as the pocket player. Archers won't be bad either. It just depends what he wants to go for. The Eagles might make sense. If this guy goes Knights and this guy goes Knights, Eagles make a lot more sense. Well, actually, it makes sense either way. We'll just see what he goes for. Now, down here, we have this boar getting captured. Looking at all the scores, and such so far, the lovely capture H interface down here, so helpful. Now, idle TC time is a metric we can look at. And the person with the most idle TC time is obviously not doing the best. None of these players perfect. No one's going to be perfect here. But yeah, let's go through what we have going on. We've talked about the bases. Now, looking about the other bases, this position right here is really key to our Khmer player. There's 7 gold patches here and 4 here. If the Haster can pressure this, then we have a real interesting scenario. Because without this gold, he's going to be really starved for it. Because he's got 4 back here, but all this gold in the front is something Haster could pressure if he scouts it. Speaking of that, if we go to Haster, has he scouted this? That is my question. He has scouted the beginnings of it. So, I'm not using his scout right now, but he knows this gold's here. He might want to pressure that. That could be a good idea. Certainly not a bad choice. Very safe here from our Frank player. Again, his big gold pile's out front, but he shouldn't have too much trouble there. We talk about the Iron Destroyer 2's base. Looks like he's getting ready to go up to Feudal Age. Getting some gold. Interesting with the 3 villagers. Ethiopians don't need as much gold as everyone else because 100 gold on aging up. And then lastly, we have the base here from our Mayan player. Now, his base is really nice. He's got these gold back here, this gold back here. He's put the stone in the wall here. Got the stone in the wall here. Iron Destroyer 2 does hit the Feudal Age first. Now we have, and this gold front, his base is really nice. He can do whatever he wants, basically. Let's see what this is. Constructing a lovely barracks. So probably going to go into Eagles. I don't know why else you'd make 2 barracks. I also don't really know why he's making 2 barracks right now. Because Eagle Scouts aren't great. Usually you want at least Eagle Warriors. Or rather the Castle Age ones. Interesting wall in here. Looks like Haster's got a pretty good wall. And here's one tree doing him wonders for his back. Good. Got a nice wall here. Raw's walling in too. He's got a fake wall. He's got a fake wall. This doesn't do anything. He has a house wall behind it. And the house wall here. This is pretty funny. I'm curious if his opponent knows it's a fake wall. So we go to their vision. Do they know it's a fake wall? Oh, you gotta go to their player a second. Do they know? Like, do these people know it's a fake wall? Let's go to their vision, actually. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. I don't think they do. Now, what is this? Why are there 4 stables? I know of 1 stable scouts, and I know of 2 stable scouts. I've never heard of 4 stable scouts before. So this is very intriguing. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Hopefully Roz is ready, because it's going to get crazy. Now, we do have a couple sheep here. These are the sheep of Haster. Looks like they stole Iron Destroyer 2's sheep in the middle, and then are not using them. Great. Our green player here, Pat Reagan, has a very contained base. I'm surprised he didn't go for this gold. But again, maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he didn't see it. Now, you know, his face is very contained here. He doesn't have much space, although he does have stone and gold, so he should be okay here. Just testing out the controls for a second here. If I go control 1, 2, 3. Okay, if we go like this, and then we Alt F. Interesting. Okay, so we can figure out how to go between the players. Sorry about that. Really getting used to the capture H. Still getting used to it. So I'm going to player 3. F. Checking the fog of war. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So, they have not scouted the fake wall here. They've seen the walls here and the walls here, and they're kind of looking into Iron Destroyer 2's base, see the walls here. The lighter gray is the area they've scouted. So what they they don't know about the fake wall. That could be very interesting. Down here we have, oh, the Eagle Scout. It's coming in. It's got a wolf with it. That means it should win. And Roz will lose a villager here. Can't believe Roz lost that villager. He got attacked by that Eagle Scout. The wolf just hanging out after assisting in the murder. Eagle Scout almost died. Roz might be able to snipe it. Be pretty good for him if he did snipe it. Now, if we take a look at the other side of the map here, where we have the caster making Spearman Skirmisher. Now, this makes more sense if we know what he's seen. So has he seen his opponent going for anything yet? I mean, he doesn't really know what his opponent's doing at all. He stopped scouting once he saw the first gold position, but he didn't scout his opponent's base at all. So, I'm not sure why he's going for Spearman Skirmisher. It's pretty safe against all kinds of rushes, I guess. But you're really delaying your age up time. Speaking of aging up, though, we do have aging up in progress from our green player here. Pat Ragan. Also from Iron Destroyer 2 and Roz. Again, Hester's not going up yet. He needs more food. Speaking of food, we take a look at the economies here. Looks like he has a decent amount of farms. He should get up there pretty quickly. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. And we'll kind of see what these 4 stables are going to be for, because I have no idea what the 4 stable build is. No scouts have come out, so I don't know what the purpose of this is. He did make them in a very nice, neat square. So we have the art achievement going on here. Pat Ragan ages up, like we said, but this is a very interesting square. Very skillful. Now, here comes the attack we were mentioning here earlier. Here's what they were for. These 4 stables built 5 scouts. You know, I bet one of these is a starting scout. I bet he had 4 stables built 4 scouts. Now, our Teal player here, the Mayan, is getting baited into this fake wall, which doesn't do anything. However, our other player is scouting around the back and sees this. He's probably going to decide to join in. Although he splits up his scouts. So Roz will come under a bit of pressure here. In this base, we do have the scout of the Haster getting chased around by more Eagle Warriors. Thankfully for Roz, that's probably saving his base. He attacked for a bit. Oh, but now he sees it's a fake wall. His teammates scouted the wall was fake, and now they're coming in for a bit more damage. Now, will his teammates be able to help? The Iron Destroyer 2 is doing their town center, it appears. So that'll help him out by making more economy. Oh, he has a couple archery rangers, and he's making archers. Fighting up the crossbows. That should be able to help out a little bit at least. On the other side, another town center coming up here from Pat Ragan. Still in his tiny little base, but making the battle elephants. We'll see if the Haster can deal with those. Although he has a lot of spearmen. It's a lot of spearman skirmisher. The real action's over here though. Ross has got the scouts in his base. Eagles with them. Can he hold on? He's going to lose a lot of villagers here. Quite a lot indeed. Now, this tower is pretty helpful, but not if everything around it dies. And Spearmen don't actually... He's really trying to build this tower. He succeeds. He's got a scout coming in here, but... Gray player now raiding his woodline. Would have been nice if Roz could just wall this off earlier and protect these villagers. But it shouldn't be too bad. He can just team up on this scout and kill it. It's only got like 3 hit points or something. There it goes. This one can get ganged up on too. And it appears he's holding off these eagles for now, but not great on the economy for him for sure. Although, to be fair, if we look at the idle town center time, our gray player here somehow has 9 minutes of idle town center time in a 21-minute game. So, that's not great. Now, here come the Eagle Warriors coming in here to raid this. Yeah, it would have been really nice if Raw's house walled off his wood gatherers here. He does snipe off another one. Men-at-Arms, a pretty solid choice. They'll do pretty well against these Eagle Warriors. Doesn't look like he quite went in for all-in on this. No supplies or anything, but don't really need that quite yet. And it looks like he'll chase these away for now, so that's helpful. His economy isn't too bad. Take a look at what he has. He's doing pretty well. Okay, this villager dying is a little unfortunate. Just barely not going to finish this wall. And it kind of isn't great right now for Roz. It's not awful. He has lost 15 villagers, though. Which is an amount that we can't really discount. Oh, he's joined by the battle elephants. All 3 enemies now in Roz's base. To be fair though, the guy who built 4 scouts with 4 stables is gone, so that's helpful. By the way, that's probably why the 4 stables build wasn't great. Just build 4 scouts, because it didn't do very much. That wood would have probably been spent better somewhere else. Now, Roz is under attack by these elephants. They are really tanky, and this will actually pose a problem for him. He's already lost 17 villagers. Okay, but Iron Destroyer 2 here is with some crossbowmen. That should help out a bit, as long as he can micro them. How their upgrades looking? He's got a mini key upgrades here. Okay, so he's not going to lose them. Almost walked right into the elephants. That would have been very funny and bad. But these elephants should go down pretty quickly. Don't have much speed here, and looks like this will be cleaned up very quickly. And Roz holds on. He's lost 20 villagers, which is a lot, but it could be worse. I'm pretty sure 20 villagers equals, well, it's 25 seconds to build a villager, so what is that? About 10 minutes? Yeah, the 20 villagers he lost equals the idle town center time on the gray and green players, so his economy should be pretty similar. Somehow. Speaking of that though, 2 more town centers going up for the gray player should be pretty helpful here. And with the scouts coming in to raid the Iron Destroyer 2's base. Unfortunately for him, this tree just got cut down, and there's now a hole in his base. Oh no, there's not. There's barely not a hole in his base. How much wood's on these trees though? 23. Yeah, this hole, there'll be a hole in his base pretty soon. Apparently this isn't a wall. Neither of those are walls. There's 2 non-walls in his base. And it looks like the scouts are coming over. Let's see if he noticed them running in. Perhaps 2 castles going down for Hosen and Kenshin's team right now. Gray and green. And looks like the scouts got upgraded to light cavalry, and here they come. What does Iron Destroyer 2 have? I think all of his... Where are all of his crossbowmen? Okay, there's some pike... Oh, he did send pikemen back over earlier, but his wall off was... Didn't realize there's a hole here, but he deleted the house, and now he's got pikemen here, so should be okay. Now, we do have this castle going up. This is an interesting position for the castle. I would have thought it goes here to try and claim this gold. That's his, but outside his base. Basically what he's... Well, our... Wolfzak's castle I would have figured would be out here too, because these golds are going to be pretty important. But if they're already making trade cards, maybe they're not that concerned. 3rd town center going up for the Mayan player. Surprised we didn't get more eagles. He only made like 10 or so, I think. So that's not fantastic for him. Could have been better. Now, trade cards going around, not the most optimal route. That being said, Roz is only on the 1 town center still, but he held off those attacks very well. Fake wall didn't even die, it was so scary. 3 town centers here from Haster, 3 town centers from actually everybody except Roz, who only has the 1, and Green, who has 2. A little bit of engagement here. Looks like Iron Destroyer 2 is trying to get into this base. Unfortunately for him, there's a castle right here. And let's see how fast he notices. Oh, it's pretty quick, actually. That wasn't bad. The bigger attacks over here, though. Haster coming in pretty hard. Walling up here. Looks like we do have the hand cannoneers. The Bohemians' Castle Age special ability coming here. They get the hand cannoneers early. Now, it looks like he can be attacked by, actually, his Iron Destroyer 2 scout. Up against him, what does the green player have? He's got ballista elephants, a fair number. How many is this here? 4 ballista elephants and a bunch of battle elephants. Those were walls. Walls cannot attack you, in this game at least. So yeah, this army is pretty scary, but I think Haster has enough to handle it. Should be fine, but he'll back up anyway. And there's the Roz going to the Castle Age, still on just the 1 town center. But if we take a look at the, take stock of everything here, it looks like we have 71 villagers here from the lovely teal player, 48 from gray, and 50 from green. These numbers are really low. Iron Star 2's got 85, that's quite a bit more. The other ones, Raw's actually only at 38. I thought he was doing better, but to be fair, losing 20 villagers will put you down quite a bit. Still doing okay, though. Still holding on over here. It looks like Iron Destroyer 2 found the Knights of the Gray player. And this should be enough crossbow just to micro all these Knights down. And that'll hurt our Frank player quite a bit, losing all these early. Looks like he doesn't have the upgrades coming. He's got the +2 attack upgrade now. It doesn't have all of them yet. And these crossbowmen really do a number on the Knights. And that should help out quite a bit. You can apply some pressure. The Gray player is not even walled in everywhere. He's got the wall here with the castle, but back here there's nothing protecting him, and that's where the vulnerable trade carts are. We'll see if that happens here. Forward castle, well, not forward, a more interesting castle here. Again, this doesn't protect any resources, but it protects the front of his base. It doesn't quite protect these gold piles, but maybe he's not concerned about that. Another engagement with the knights over here. Now, this is really not efficient for the Franks at all, which is probably why the Iron Explorer 2 keeps going for it. Roz finally starts his third town center. The second one just finished up. And again, all these knights get taken out, but there's not the main crossmen left now. So the next wave of knights that come out should clean them up pretty effectively. But he's done with a lot of damage. Quite a bit of damage. And it looks like the green player is showing up with all of his elephants and ballista elephants, and the crossmen run away. So it'll take him a while to chase those down. Middle of the map here, we have a green sheep next to a yellow sheep. That's, or blue and a yellow sheep just hanging out. That would make a green sheep if they just mixed together. That's how colors work. Imperial Age from Hosen Kenshin. Pretty quick Imperial Age. I'm guessing we're going to get El Dorado and more eagles pretty soon. This is a gold pile that's mined. That's a lot of gold miners. I would have spread those out a bit. Now, Haster coming in here with his big attack, trying to get him. Will he get him before his castle's done? If he focuses the skirmishers on the villagers, maybe, and the hand cannoneers. But it depends on the control and if he notices. He might just see the castle here and not be too concerned about it. Can we go to him? What does he see? Yeah, he should see this. Yeah, he is focusing down the villagers, but these ones just might be too far back for him to handle, or to snipe off. So this castle will go up, and he'll back up before it shows up and kills all of his stuff. Looks like the crossbowman ran all the way to the top of the map and got sniped off by these elephants. We'll see if those elephants ever rejoin the game. Okay, another castle from green. Again, though, I think you might want it in this spot. It's already been attacked a couple times by Haster, and there's plenty of gold here. You're really going to want that. Alright, our Mayan player here has 30 crossmen. That is not an insignificant army, but right across from him, we have 59 pikemen from the Haster, and 10 cannoneers. No skirmishers, actually. This could be really dangerous. We'll have to see if he holds out. Now, he's going to attempt to put a castle here. This is where the idea I was saying earlier in the game, this would be a really smart place to put a castle. And so he's going to do it, and that's really smart. And the question is, does it finish before we have these elite eagles with El Dorado not done yet, so not the 100 hit points? If he comes in with these crossbows first, well, is he getting Arbalister? No, not yet. And Haster putting up some archery ranges right out here. That'd be pretty good for him. Roz establishing a castle here just to defend the fake wall from dying. That'll be pretty nice to have his fake wall not die. I'm glad he's protecting it so heavily. Now we have a big fight coming in here. Haster's going to try and hold off. He doesn't have enough villagers. They're focusing on the archery ranges. Probably not what you want to build right now. But he also is probably trying to dodge the arrows coming in here. Now, these crossmen should do exceedingly well just against pikemen. Especially because these pikemen here, they have their armor. But if we look at these crossmen, they also have their attack. So it's pretty similar. And here come the ballista elephants. This will really turn the tide and kind of push back Haster here. I'm not sure if this castle would have gone up if he had these villagers all building it, but it might have. We'll never know, I don't think. Never know. More castles going up here. Again, not protecting this gold pile. I really want this castle like here or something so we can try and get this gold pile. Roz's villagers already done with their work. He's got a couple skirmishers, a couple knights. Now, the big fight comes in here, and it appears that we're having a lot of stutter. Wow, Haster's army is so good, he's crashing the game. This is really interesting. Now, this castle now getting built. Still villagers over here. And that is fantastic. He is getting his pikemen onto these elephants. And now we have the arbalisters here, so that might be a problem for him. He's going to kind of... Okay, well, actually, we have a big army coming across the map here. Appears Roz is sending over 8 knights. Iron Explorer 2 is 30 arbalisters, some pikemen, and these 2 mangonels. Oh, there's more arbalisters coming here. So this should be a big fight coming in any time now. The Barcode team way ahead on both military and villagers. With that being said, there's a very high quality army here from the other team. So the high quality army, let's pause this so we fix this stutter. Lovely. Looks like we're going to have to deal with it. But the high quality army here from the Team Hosen should actually do alright. Now, Raj really didn't want to run his knights in here. This is what we want to see. A little staggered formation deal with the ballistas, and it appears that we have a whole bunch of pikemen coming in here. Will they be able to connect? Not sure. Roz's knights doing a good job tanking. Caster has this castle to fall back to. This one does get probably cancelled off. Now, there's too many arbalists here for the knights. And over here with the eagles running on the mangonels, and they will just run on them and kill them, but they all die in the process. Now, ballista elephants don't have that much. Well, they have like 4 armor, but these are arbalisters. They don't have chemistry yet, but they have a lot of attack. Still, though, they're being forced back. And behind all of this, we do have the villager counts quite going up for the team Hosen. Say this. Arbalisters trying to focus down eagles. Kind of just leaves them. They have El Dorado now, so 100 hit points. And it appears the trebuchets are coming in to pressure Haster's castle. We'll see if he can defend this. This kind of looks like this will be the focal point of a lot of the action here. Another group of arbalists here, firing from range, sniping off one at a time here. These trebuchets, looks like the Haster could send these pikemen off them. They defend these tank cannoneers, but arbalists from the Mayan player coming in to try and say no to that. And it appears we're going to have a big fight here. Flanking here, Iron Destroyer 2. Armies coming in here. It looks like Haster will try and defend this castle. It doesn't look like he has a repair for it. And it will probably be going down soon. Third trebuchet joining in. But, in the meantime, it looks like the armies are getting pushed back. The castle might fall, but this position might be lost for the Hosen team. Another big wave of pikemen arbalisters coming in here. The armies here are getting pretty big. Pretty big indeed. And if we look at the army values, the Iron Destroyer 2's army is much more valuable, and it's being very efficient right now. Of course, so is Hosen. It looks like the Haster right now getting the worst end of this trade, as he's lost 100 more units than he's killed. But hopefully he can get out of this situation. And the big attack pressure here, if he can kill his trebuchets, that'd be great. There's only this castle back here to defend. With the big flanking Frank Knight attack, but there's, I think, too many arbalists here. These are all going to get killed, and Ra's coming in with the flank from his own knights. And if these knights all die before Cavalier and the Imperial Age upgrades, that'd be fantastic for the Barcode team. And that looks like what's going to happen. So if we... Oh, okay, we're up to 7 stables. Again, very neatly placed. I appreciate the aesthetic detail. But, looks like this position is won now by the Barcode team. And they're really pushing in here. Pat Ragan here is really struggling. If we take a look, he's only at 53 villagers. Even Roz, who was way behind earlier, he's up to 116. He's got a huge economy now. He's recovered. And I think there's just... that Pat Ragan is struggling for somewhere to expand. Ever since the beginning of this game, he hasn't been able to get this gold. I really think he should have put a castle here. I'm not sure why he put it back here. Doesn't really defend very much. This really would have been a good spot for it. Especially considering his team was staying Imperial Age first. Raw is finally going up. Pat Ragan not gonna get there. Quite unfortunate for him, but that being said, the team for the Hosen team... Let's see if this fixes this again. The Hosen team here is benefiting from trade already. And that trade will help them out. But, and here's the Knights, Cavaliers. There's a chance if they have a big Paladin army. They have a big Paladin army, that might be what they need. Now, if we take a look, there are a decent number of pikemen, and I'm not sure. Okay, Iron Destroyer 2 has halberdiers. Now, I'm not sure how many he has. He has mostly arbalists, so that not going to be super important. If there were a whole bunch more halberdiers, this could be bad. But it looks like we have a decent number. Back here, we're getting these gold mines finally. Now, this still hasn't been taken. I'm guessing that's where these villagers will go next. But Roz might be gearing up for his own attack. He's got a good number of knights. 24. That's not bad. And here, this fight will continue, but with this many skirmishers coming in, it'll be pretty inefficient for Iron Destroyer 2 to take this engagement. Pretty inefficient indeed. He's going to lose this trebuchet, maybe. Now, if we take a look at the upgrades, though, yeah, these upgrades are pretty similar. Both of them have chemistry, all their attack upgrades. But there's just so many Arbalists here. The Arbalists will win this fight, but it won't be very gold efficient, right? You outnumber almost 2 to 1, especially with the Haster's forces trying to squeeze in between. And Iron Sword 2 sending the trebuchets. They'll start sieging this down for this castle position. In the middle of the map, Roz finds an Arbalist army. Now, I'm not sure Roz really has the upgrades to take this fight. He's basically on, he's on Castle Age Knight he's on Castle Age Knights with Castle Age upgrades up against something like 50 Arbalists. So I'm not sure if he's gonna cut it. He's doing a lot of damage, but I just don't think the upgrades were there. Yeah, looks like he's gonna lose this fight pretty convincingly. On the other side though, this trebuchet is going down. The Paladins run in. There's not that many Arbalists left. Actually, there's 40 Arbalists left because this is grouped back here, but Haster's hand cannoneers decide this fight's over. They're gonna go back. Nope, now they're coming back. They want to fight. A bunch of Arbalists, I said there were 42, 20-something Arbalists went down. The Halberdiers from Haster really getting in on the action here. The loss of this castle looks like they're going to siege down this town center, and the advantage, it looks like there's making a lot of pressure here, but Posen team really coming back. They've got the economy up, 130 villagers now for the Frank player, and their economy and military really catching up. The game's is evening out quite a bit now. If this position gets lost, they might be able to make a pretty good comeback. Haster again, trying to build this castle. Will it go up? Stealing his opponent's gold. This game would be very different if there was a pet dragon castle here the whole time. Very different. Another border castle going up here. And it looks like some trade starting to go from Barcode team, aka Roz's team. Now with this break here, it looks like we're going to have the archers, or the skirmishers fight skirmishers here. On the top, it looks like some Iron Sword Shoes Arbalisters getting cut down. Went a little too far forward. And the trebuchets will be sniped off by a bunch of Eagle Warriors. Not fantastic. And what is this up to? 13 stables. You know you get chivalry, so they produce 40% faster. Maybe you only need like 9. That being said, maybe he does have a massive economy. Maybe he thinks he can afford it. He probably can, honestly. Haster falling back to the castle does have the mighty bombard cannons now. That should help out quite a bit against these big skirmisher armies. Roz, though, starting to siege down a castle on this side. If he can deny this gold, this is a good spot for the castle. But now it's Imperial Age, he needs support, and the support is coming in the form of these paladins. They are fully upgraded. And Roz just on his castle. Oh, he's on Imperial Age Knights. Fully upgraded, but no Cavalier. Let's see how the Imperial Age Knights do versus these Paladins. Now there was did a big numbers advantage. Only 12 Paladins, and Roz had what, 20 Knights. So he should win just by numbers, but I'm kind of curious to see how efficient this is for the Paladins. And Roz does get a little bit to castle range here. Don't really want to be doing that. But he loses 5 Knights, but several are very low health. We only outnumbered him 2 to 1. The trade wasn't that good. Let's also check to see if Bloodlines. He does. Kind of figured he did. More Paladins on the way. And really cranking up production here. On the other side, it looks like Teal and Green pushing back, but the Haster cannons doing their job. Iron Sword 2's Arbalists all get shot down. But as long as these cannons stay alive, these completely ranged armies, are these all skirmishers? We have 56 teal skirmishers and 51 green skirmishers, so it's only skirmishers. That being said, that's pretty good versus all of these hand cannoneers of Haster. 54. That's an expensive army. What kind of gold cost are we talking about here? I bet he is the most expensive army. He actually... Yeah, his army's worth 9,000 gold. Although our Paladin player is getting pretty close. Speaking of Paladin player, he's now ran everything inside Iron Destroyer 2's base and just killed the town center, and it's running around murdering all the villagers. Just like real medieval knights would. Roz coming in here very, very bravely with 10 Cavalier, which just got their upgrade to help out. Iron Destroyer 2 should be okay, but he's losing a lot of villagers. Let's say a lot, I think we're up to 40. 30 villagers have, so we can take a look here. 50 villagers have now died. That is a number that is very high. Not ideal. Losing 50 villagers. On the other side, though, he has some bombard cannons joining in here, sniping off a trebuchet. We'll lose some more Arbalists. Can't really afford those anymore, so he pulls back his cannons. He does, thankfully, for now. Firing some pot shots here at the skirmishers. They will actually do a lot of damage here. Quite a bit of damage. On their side, this one cavalier from Roz very nobly, as a chivalry demands, killing off all these women. We'll equalize it by killing 2 men, probably. Yep, there we go. Gotta be equal. Now, Haster might lose this castle again. See what these bombard cannons do. Looks like they're just not focusing the trebuchets. To be fair, though, it looks like there's another... How many is this? 32 paladins trying to get the Iron Destroyer 2's base. Kind of understandable that he's distracted. And looks like in this time he will lose the cannons. Although they're doing a bit of damage here. And here we go. The paladins are running back around. Is there anything... Oh, there's more castles this time, though. This one almost died to paladins previously. I'm not sure where that was targeted. Doing it again, but some paladins will snipe all these paladins off. Pretty inefficient, if you ask me. But Haster getting pressured by 2 players now. Pat Dragon finally hits the Imperial Age for his skirmisher army. And this is going to be very inefficient for the Haster here. But he does have the Halforses in the back. They're going to... Oh, okay, yeah, they're doing stuff. Oh, look at these shots. Let's see him hit. Boom. They're really carrying his army here, although he is losing quite a few hand cannoneers. It could be a lot worse without these Halforses. They're just killing everything. Oh man, look at that. So many bodies everywhere. Okay, this is a little bold. I don't think these pallets, I don't think they're gonna make it. But the Halforses will hit them eventually. Well, here's a lot. That's 9. That's a whole bunch. Really efficient here. He does have to protect from these eagles with their running around. I think he has enough to do that. Now, this castle attempt by Roz is interesting. Now that he has Cavaliers, this is much better trading for him against these Paladins, but I'm curious if there's more coming. Oh, it looks like there are. Iron Destroyer 2, apparently tired of getting raided, building 3 additional castles all around his base. 1, 2, 3. Just repairing the holes in his walls with castles. Interesting approach. And then getting a town center. He didn't have a town center there for a while. Now he has 1. Guess they all got sniped off. Haster lost 1 too, though, so he's not alone in having town centers. Now, over here, the Iron Destroyer 2's army is just running around, being annoying. Looks like it tried to get in here, found a castle, and yeah, gonna enter this guy's base. Maybe they'll pull back. What is this? How many trade carts are here? That's a lot of trade carts. I'm not sure why they're all hanging out in some kind of convoy. Maybe to protect them better. Okay, Roz kind of needs to deal these paladins. He has how many? What? It's like 20 villagers here. Trying to stonewall across. Unfortunately for him, we have 32 paladins running in first. To be fair, though, the green player is still teal player is still distracted by this big army in his base. Light cavalry coming out. Can't afford the gold. Now, I'm sure Roz will have a lot of fun with paladins running around his base. But he should have enough cavaliers to chase them down. It won't be too big of a problem. Haster here chopping the wood. This is a very ambitious lumber camp. She's coming back for more and she gets killed. This castle's watching ominously the whole time without its bracer upgrade. Iron Destroyer 2 is still over this guy's base. Trade cards, that's a lot of trade cards that died. And Roz will try to save his town center. It dies. Not the town center, but during that, his Cavaliers did a whole bunch of damage to the Paladins and they'll clean up the army. I'm sure that's a trade Roz will take every day. Much rather that than the Iron Destroyer 2 option of having 50 villagers die. Actually, I bet it was more than 50 villagers. They came back in. He lost 50 the first time. Looks like we might have the engagement here. The Hound Forces really will push this army back until he transitions. Until he transitions, there will be a problem here. He only lost... Iron Destroyer 2 only lost 3 villagers to the second group of 32 paladins. That's very interesting, and I don't know how that's possible, but apparently that happened. Now we have an attack swing here. Trebuchet is coming down on Roz's castle. In the meantime, on this side, the Hound Force is really pushing back these skirmishers, and oh my goodness, they're killing so many. Look at this. Look at that shot. How many skirmishers died there? I can't even tell. The 9 Hound Forces. Oh, this one might die. Don't let it die. We need it to live. Driving back the entire skirmisher army again. Now, Roz advances to try and save his castle. It looks like he's going to have enough to push this area back. It doesn't look like we have enough paladins here. Again, we got a couple more. the 15 chivalry stables here unable to keep up production. He's also lost 30 villagers at some point, probably to the Iron Destroyer 2's attack on his base. Now, these skirmishers are coming forwards, but we have the Hounds versus the big boy units coming in here. Iron Destroyer 2 sending over, looks like his entire army. Are those his trebuchets? No, they're the Mayan player trebuchets. Ra's coming in here. These light cavalry, they are killing villagers. I'm not sure they're enjoying it, and they will die. Back over here, though, the Halberds is again hammering away. Pat Ragan learned to use the staggered formation. Good choice, but I'm not sure you have what it takes at this point. More Halberds coming here. Iron Destroyer 2 looks like he's working on his base, but Ra is now getting attacked by a bunch of light cavalry all over the place. And it looks like the Hosen Kenshin team making a comeback. That being said, Ra's will take out all these light cavalry. And this castle falls. They were making a comeback, but now all of a sudden they're losing a bunch of military. But their military is still pretty strong. The only issue is that if they keep trading inefficiently versus Halfrinces, like I said, don't do it. Don't do it. Shoot him. Wait. Bastard. Shoot him. Look at that pile of people. Get him. Get him. Yeah, if they keep trading inefficiently against the Halfrinces, they're going to not have an army pretty soon. That was interesting. Over here, it looks like the Iron Destroyer 2 just sacrificing everything to join the attack here. And Ra's trying to break this castle down now. Okay, big skirmisher army will clean up all these pikemen, or halberders, pretty efficiently. So Ra's will have to leave, and we'll see. Actually, his castle's getting weaker. Okay, Iron Destroyer 2 backing him up with some more halberders, which will also die very easily. Behind this, though, the economies aren't great. If we take a look, none of the players had 100 villagers anymore. Ra's down to 50. I guess those raids doing some work in his base. Should just gone and built 5 castles around it everywhere, so everything is shot by castles. Then you won't have this problem. Halberds will take out this town center, and it looks like these halberdiers by Iron Destroyer 2 is running around doing stuff. Just ignoring the town center. Hopefully he doesn't get friendly fired by these Halberds, and we'll see if any of these die. Nope. Excellent aiming. Now, Ra's is getting attacked by some regular old skirmishers now on his castle. I'm not convinced this attack's very effective, but it's being attempted. I'm feeling the castle's gonna win. Yeah, the castle won. I'm not too surprised if I'm honest here. Okay, it looks like Pat Ragan's really suffering here, and in the middle, Iron Destroyer 2 is back in the trade line again. These skirmishers, they're coming. They don't even have fletching, but they're coming out of the base. Still, Ra's trying to deal with these light cavalry. He is very low on villagers. He's down to 35. That's kind of keeping him in the game here, all the pressure on Ra's. See if this army kind of alleviate it. The army values are quite falling, by the way, for the Hausen team. There's not much gold value left in these armies. Whereas, for example, Haster's almost got 10,000 gold in his army. Well, more like 9,000. But he's got a bunch of very high value army, which is good for him, that is sure. Now, I want to take a look at how many villagers Ra's has lost. He's lost 110 villagers so far. That's quite a bit. Quite a bit. He's killed 42, so that's good. Yeah, every person on the barcode team has lost more villagers than they've killed. But if we want to take the real story of this game here, look how much money's been spent and lost. You can kind of see it's pretty even here for Hosen Kenshin. Very effective for Wolfwitz. He's been doing a lot of work for those paladins. But Ra's now, he's got 59 cavaliers coming in here to crush this army. And there's nothing really to stop it. We now have elite skirmishers. But even 2 players worth of elite skirmishers. By the way, still no fletching or any armor. These are completely unupgraded elite skirmishers. I don't think I've ever seen that before, except in the campaign. And although the villager count still favors Hosen Kenshin's team, I think the quality of the army coming in here from Ra's and Haster, especially over here, looks like the Halforces. Are these the same Halforces? I think they are. There's big kill counts on them. But they just flatten this entire area, and even these skirmishers, I mean, skirmishers really aren't the answer. The light cavalry had to come over here, I think. Okay, Raw's doing a lot of damage here, and it appears they're kind of breaking through finally. The villager count's there, but the army is not, and they can't afford to spam out of these stables. In the back, Teal player still only making skirmishers, kind of questionable. He has a few Eagle Warriors. I'm kind of curious how much gold he's really collected. But we'll have to check that after the game. Yeah, the army quality's just completely fallen. Raws and Haster both have over 10,000 gold in their armies, and that's just too much to overcome. These efficiencies are going to get much, much worse. And there we go. Wolfus is eliminated. He's resigned from the game. His base is in tatters. Trebuchets everywhere. Everything everywhere. Now we just need to see the other players resign. Most likely Pat Dragon or Pat Ragan will be next. The Haster really smashing through here with these Halfnesses. How do you say them? Again, doing a lot of damage. Over here, we have the Iron Destroyer 2 supplying trebuchets, Raw supplying the army, and it appears that everyone's sort of in the same spot here. Raw's never got above 50 villagers again after those late cavalry raids. He just kept building an army and didn't let it die. Guess that works. And Haster will smash through here. This will be the end. There's GG from Housing Kenshin, and we should see the GG from Pat Ragan, and that'll be the end of the game. Team Barcode winning the game. Very interesting. There was almost a big comeback there. If I want to take the statistics quick here. Yeah, Housing Kenshin did very well efficiently. And so did Roz. The Haster, yeah, it was pretty good. A lot of deaths on units here. Take a look at scores. Kenshin, Iron Shore 2, pretty similar. And then Pat Ragan never really got out of his base. Roz's score is very high. What I'm curious about, there's the trade profit. So we did have 3,400 gold, but if he just mined the gold, I think he would have gotten a little bit more. And Pat Ragan here, low trade profit. Look at the gold category. The Haster really denied him from getting that gold, and that kind of told in his army. He never really made anything except skirmishers after those initial elephants and ballista elephants. And the army quality just kind of fell off. Very interesting. Interesting game. The 5 castles that went up defensively. Nice. And yeah, that'll be it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, and we'll see you next time.